Good morning. Thank y'all for having us. Really want to take an opportunity to thank our superintendent, our board, Mr. Hurd, and the Tuscaloosa City Schools Athletic Department. Really thank our administrators and teachers at Northridge High School. Such a great opportunity to be part of the Tuscaloosa City Schools right now. We're probably the best that we've ever been. It's been a long time here. This is my 26th year with the Tuscaloosa City Schools, my 35th year of coaching. I have with me Hayden Wiley, Tyler McNeil, Harley McNeil, and Ella Chrissy. The girls have been very, very fortunate program. They're both individual state champions last year. The guys are hoping to get to that point this year. We have had kind of an up and a down type situation. It winds up being a situation where you can't always have the best program on the guys' side or girls' side when you have both. It's surprising to see one group kind of gravitate toward the other when they do well and support each other, knowing that this year we might not have the horses to get it done. In the last couple of years, the shoe's kind of been on the other foot. The girls are starting to settle down just a little bit, and the guys are up and going. Our girls were runners-up last year's indoor. Our guys were 13th. We thought we were better than that. We just didn't have the performances then. Pretty young, pretty green. We guys bounced back. Girls were runners-up again outdoors, and the guys were third outdoors. And I'm walking out of the state meet outdoors, and McGill Tulin coach walks up to me and says, "Well, Coach Sparks, y'all gonna be able to do it indoors?" And I was like, you know, what's he talking about? He goes, Homewood, who just won the outdoor, they graduate everybody, and we graduate everybody. It's up to you now. We'll see how good of a coach you're gonna be. And I'm like, okay. So, I get on the bus, I'm looking at next year's stuff and see who graduated, and I'm going like, I've got a tough year here. I'm gonna have to figure out how to, number one, when do I tell them that you guys are supposed to be really, really good next year? And at the same time, talk them into it. And I think that's what we wind up in coaching so much that, my point is as a track coach, it's about each individual doing the best that they can, and those points come together at the end of the meet, and we hope we have more points than the other team. And I've been fortunate to be blessed at Northridge High School with a lot of talent, a lot of hard workers. Excited about this year, excited about the opportunity. It is just another year in athletics in Tuscaloosa City Schools.
What do each of you think is the best aspect of track and field?
I'll start. Track and field's really cool because you kind of don't really know much about other events, so you really kind of put all your focus into your individual thing. You have to learn how to carry yourself, how you can be the best. But at the end of the day, all the points do come together, and it's really fun to kind of encourage every single person in their event, whether you know a lot about it or not. And it's just a really fun atmosphere to be at a meet.
Yeah, like Ella said, every single event is different. It's not like other sports where it's a team effort for let's score a basket or we gotta pass the ball to get to the touchdown. Every single person has their own event where they have to show out in to get the points to contribute to the rest of the team.
I think the best aspect of track is, as a team, everybody has, like they said, has different events, and each event, someone has to do something else. And I think that also as a team, as a whole, building a team chemistry is awesome to have to do good and perform well in track.
I think the best aspect in track is the fact that there's always something that you can get better at. No matter what event is, you can never be good enough to just be perfect. There's always room for improvement.
So, Coach Sparks, what approach did you take this offseason and preseason to prepare your team for the upcoming season?
Like I said, I kind of the seed got planted leaving the outdoor meet, thinking about what we have coming back, what did we lose, how do I get this next group, because I think you're only as good as the next group. They don't want to know that I coached at Alabama. They don't want to know how good of an athlete I was. They don't want to know about all the athletes I've had in the past. They want to know what can I do for them and how can I encourage them. I kind of like to get along with everybody. It's kind of been a running joke for the last year or so. I've decided that I was going to be calm and cool and collective, and then I have an alter ego. Then we gave the name to him, to Mr. Nobody, and he's the guy who comes out. I know, sounds a little weird, but it works for me. And he's the one who does all the fussing at everybody when we've let too many opportunities go or things aren't going the right way. I just kind of step off and I pretend that I'm not there that day and that somebody else is on it. And I think they have to be about that too. I think that so much we can do and say what we want to, but it's about showing up every day, getting the work done. These guys are here because they're working hard all summer, all off season. A couple of them competed this summer in USATF, and during that time I act like I don't know them except at practice, and we go to competition, and I took a couple of my two sons that are competing to a couple of meets, and then I show up and they're like, hey, what are you doing here? And they're at the meet because that's just how it is in the summer. But just encouraging them to come out there. I mean, it's hot, it's hard, it's sweaty. We go Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, all summer long. I'm gonna be there every day. If you come, you come. If you work, you work. And I've always kind of told them that if you're here, you made a big commitment, you might as well do something with the time that you have.
Coach Sparks, how would you describe your coaching staff?
You know, I heard our speaker say that that spoke to the teachers this fall when school was starting, that you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. But he said, but you can make them thirsty. And I thought that was a great point in knowing that. I mean, I've always understood there's no one in the middle of the summer or in the fall that sees a group of kids going down the street and go, hey, where y'all going? Oh man, we're going down to Johnny's house. We're having a shot put competition. Or, hey, we're going over to Billy's and Susan's. They're pole vaulting in their backyard. I know that's unrealistic. We're not the most popular sport in the country or in the world, but we are the largest girls sport in the country. There are more girls participating in track and field than any other girls sport. It's something, but so I know that. I know that kind of that everyone who comes to me, usually it's still new, it's still fresh. I have people coming in that have never ever done this before. And it's always easy to be very, very hopeful in the beginning that, hey, we're learning something new. They're not getting burnt out on it. And for us in track, it comes down to the end of the season. We get the opportunity after opportunity to compete against the standard. And those standards for us never change. No one's tackling you, no one's fouling you. There are no excuses. It's you and the standard, you getting better at that, like Tyler said, each and every week. You can have a great meet one week, and you can have not such a great meet the next week, and that can be from event to event. You may be walk out of the best high jumper in the state, and you may have false started in the 60. So there's a lot that goes into it, but I kind of think I'm a little laid back. Try to be. That's about the only way I can handle all the anxiety that they feel and the stress that they feel, and just be an encourager.
This is for the student athletes. How would your teammates and coaches describe you as a person?
I think they describe me as highly self-motivated and just pretty much dedicated. It doesn't matter what day it is, rain or shine, I'm always giving 100% in the weight room and on the track.
I think my teammates and coaches will describe me as a hard worker and very dedicated in every aspect of track that I do, and even off the field. I think they describe me as a leader, a very vocal one, on and off the track with everybody.
I think my teammates would describe me as a leader and being dependable. Like with Coach Sparks, I'm always there for a relay, no matter if I want to do it or not. If there's a spot that's empty, I'm going to fill it. With my teammates, they know that they can come to me with any problem, track or life related. If they're just struggling on how to fix something in any race, they can come to me and I'm going to help them figure out how to fix it.
I hope my teammates and coaches would describe me as confident. In track and field, it's interesting because you can't hide behind your teammates like you could in another sport. The numbers and the times don't really lie. So going into a meet or a practice, you kind of have to sport. The numbers and the times don't really lie. So going into a meet or a practice, you kind of have to know your place, but not be too overconfident. Just go in and try and have the most fun that you can and get the most work done that you can.
What is the best part about competing as a student athlete?
I think it's cool because it kind of teaches you a lot about yourself. So, I had a meet this past season where I went in and tried to do it all by myself, thought I was all, on my high horse, and it does not work. So it kind of teaches you to, you have humbling moments, and it teaches you how to go about life and how to carry yourself. So I think that's the coolest part for sure. You learn a lot of life lessons.
Like Ella said, for me, I think the most important thing is that it's taught me how to be stronger mentally, because when you think about it with track and field, you're training day in and day out to go run 11 seconds or run for a minute. It's not very long. And so when you don't PR and when you don't come out how you thought you were going to, you think about it as, oh, what did I do bad, or this is going to affect me really bad mentally, and you just can't get past it. So it's really helped me get past it and realize a race doesn't define you, a throw doesn't define you, a jump doesn't define you. It's all different, and you have to think about your race or your method to get back into it.
I think that track is very good at helping someone mentally because it's a very tough sport. You go to a meet in the morning at 8 o'clock and you don't get back until 9 in the evening. And that is very tough for many athletes because you're tired, you're ready to go home, and between those races, you might have 4 races. And those are points where you need to be mentally tough. And by practice, you can work on that with your team, building team bonds, and just working all together to do something special with everybody.
As my teammates described, track and field is pretty much all mental. There's just mental learning that you have to do, and you know that you have one jump, one race. You false start, you can't just go back. You take one bad jump, you have to be able to get over that. So you learn how to overcome obstacles along the path.
Thank you guys. I'll finish up. I have one for the coach and then the players. So players, for the young student athletes, what would you talk to them about in terms of balancing your athletics, your academics, your social activities? How do you fit everything in?
I think the old adage about saying that, kind of like that all work and no play makes Jack or Jill dull. I was that type of person. I loved it, and I tell these kids, you have to love it. If it's only the time that you're there and that you're doing it, but you got to give yourself an opportunity to experience those emotions, to love something, to be invested in something, to work at something, find something. We joke in track and say that an event will find you. If you'll just come to practice, we'll show you everything. You're going to shine somewhere. It's that challenge, and even the great thing about it is that there's the next year. These two young ladies have to figure out how to be this year's state champion, and it won't matter what they did last year. These guys will have to figure out whether it's this meet or not their meet, whether it's going to be their best meet. It's just tough. I mean, Harley was the #1 400-meter runner in the state last year. She's not the best one I ever had. Ella was state champion in the javelin last year. She's not the best one I ever had. And I think to know that you're in a program that you're not the best at, and that you can strive to be that. And it doesn't matter how well either one of them, they can become the best one this year. But the young one that's sitting out there, there's just a whole nother crew coming, and it's just up to me and them if they decide that I can talk them into working that hard like these other coaches. We got some awesome coaches, awesome encouragers, IJO coaches all over. Man, just get out there and love them, and you'll be surprised what will flourish and what will come from it. So, the next one's step up, let's go. Find something to fall in love with.
Yeah, I think it's really exciting when you have a new younger person come in. We just had a freshman who's going to start throwing with me, and it's like really exciting. But I think you just need to set the example of, figuring out what you want, what you have to do to get that done, and how bad you want it, and figuring out how to balance your life around that. So like for me, obviously academics are most important, and when I'm at the track, I'm at the track. I'm not thinking about anything else. You got to leave everything at the door, check it at the door, and get everything done, and then go have fun and be around your family outside of that. So I think it just depends how bad you want it, and just learning how to balance that to get it done.
For me, especially with your senior year, it's all about balancing. Obviously, academics come first, and with track, we know we're going to be at the track for maybe 4 to 7 p.m. So during the day you have to get your schoolwork done, because when you get home you're not going to want to do it. But yeah, and it's when you go to practice, like Ella said, it's just you and your event. For me, it's just me and the track, and you really have to block everything else out, because at practice, if you're not focused, it's going to show on the track, and we just don't want that.
Balancing school and track is pretty tough, because school you can have lots of work, and track you have lots of work, because you can work a track for like 2 or 3 hours, be exhausted, not get back late at night, and have schoolwork to do. So what I like to do is balance out schoolwork and track. I do most of the work I can in school, and then I come out to practice, forget all that, and focus up on what I need to do at track, and just give it my all.
As Hayden said, balancing school and track is no easy task. You'll be out of track practice for around 3 hours, so you really have to lock in while you're at school, get your work done, forget pretty much anything that happened in school, and then come out of practice and just give it your all.